Hey there guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Cerise Fairfax. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm coming at you from the Dominican Republic. I do videos on real estate, relocation, and rentals. And of course, random videos on my life and how I live here. Sometimes I'll just do a random video on going down the street so you can see what things are happening in the area that I live in. I'm in Sosua, and I can help you. I have like a whole network of communications of like connections here. So if you need anything, let me know. A big thing that people been asking me about lately is dentistry, because I have braces on my top teeth. I had a tooth right here that was a little crooked, and it was discoloring and everything. So they pulled it out. They gave me braces, and they're bringing the teeth from the back to the front. So I'm being patient with that, and they should be coming off in probably about 5 or 6 months. And so a lot of people have been asking me about braces. A lot of people have been asking me about implants. A lot of people have been asking me about a lot of other things. So if you have any questions on dentistry, let me know. This video is not about dentistry, doctors, or anything at all. I can help you out. Like I said, I have a great network system going on here. Now, today we're going to talk about rentals. A lot of people ask what's up with the discrimination in the rental industry here in the Dominican Republic. And there is none really at the end of the day. It goes like this. There are some Dominican landlords, and in Sosua more specifically, and they won't rent to certain people. And I guess it is a form of discrimination, but they won't rent to the working girls, and they won't rent to Haitians. The reason why they won't rent to Haitians is just because a lot of the times, if they rent out, like let's say brand new remodeled, just renovated studio apartment, and the rent is like about $550 a month. Well, the average Haitian here does not make $550 a month at all. The average Haitian may make about $250, $300, if that. And so they won't rent knowing that the person cannot afford it. And also that goes for a lot of Dominicans too. The average Dominican income here is not $550. So they won't rent to someone if they know that, or they sense that their income cannot provide for the rent. They don't ask for bank receipts. They don't ask for anything like credit score or anything like that. So they have to use their sense, their common sense. Now, a lot of the times as well, if the rent is lower, like let's say 300, and they have a sense that the Haitian could pull it off, or the Dominican could pull it off, then they may rent it out. But what happens a lot with the Haitian families, and this is very unfortunate, is a Haitian may get in there, they rent it out, it's a studio apartment, and they're on the beach, and they see somebody who they know from Haiti, or somebody who they work with, who cannot pay their own rent, maybe running from immigration and things of that nature. So they let them stay at their place. And then that's two people in that one apartment when there was only supposed to be one in that studio apartment. And then it carries on. And then, of course, they all go in on the rent, or maybe they don't, but they somehow share with each other. And so before you know it, you may have about 5 Haitians or more living in one studio apartment. After 3 months, it's very difficult for that landlord to get the client out, to get the tenant out. The landlord cannot kick them out after 3 months that easily. So they will have to go to the courts, to the Fiscalia, to get them out. And then it takes time to get them out. And sometimes it can be nasty. One time I rented an apartment here in Chetamicos like 5 years ago, and it wasn't available. And the landlord said to me, okay, it's going to be available, but the courts are just going through the papers now to kick the person out. The woman has to be out by 2 weeks. If she's not, then the landlord was going to go in with the police to get her out. When I got in there, the landlord showed me what that woman did to the apartment. And it was horrible. It was like she took a basketball filled with mud or dirt and just banged it against the walls. Like there were just like spots all over the wall. You can tell it was a basketball because it had like the little dots and had the rim like of the basketball. And it was just so not cool. And she did that because she knew she had to leave anyway. You know, she knew that she wasn't going to be there and she was getting kicked out. She stayed there for 2 months rent free. Okay, so she was there total. At first, she was there 5 months. Okay, so she was past the 3 month mark. And then the 5th month, she couldn't pay her rent. And so the landlord said, you know, you got to go. And she was like, well, give me some time to pay it, blah, blah, blah. And he said, you can use your security deposit to stay for a little while longer, but then you got to go. Like a couple of weeks as you get yourself together, but then you got to go. And then it took him like 2 months to actually get her out of the place itself through the Fiscalia and everything like that. So a lot of people, they don't want, they prefer to rent to a foreigner. With the foreigner, they know that they're going to get their monthly payment and they know that they're going to get a tenant that will probably be able to stay longer. And it's unfortunate, and hopefully one day that will change as the economy here changes and as the economy increases, which it is every single day. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of good things that are happening here, especially with the infrastructure of the beach that's getting built right now, the plaza, that's going to provide new jobs, and that's going to provide a whole other set of income for people. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, I help people to find their way here to the Dominican Republic. And here's the kitten just for you guys to see. She looks like a little panther. I named her Besos for kisses. She loves kisses. We're going to see her grow together. And I have a dog named Noche. I rescued her from next door. She was crying and crying and crying at the neighbor's house, and 2 Haitian girls had her. And I was like, what's going on with the cat? I didn't know she was this small. And I was like, what's going on with the cat next door? And they were like, what? And I was like, is she hurt? And they were like, what? And I said, give her to me. Let me see. And they brought her to me. And when they brought her to me, I was like, oh, and I looked at her and they're like, you can have her. Like, you can take her. And I was like, really? I said, she's for me? And they're like, yeah, she's for you. You can take her. I said, thank you. And I look forward to working with you. Have yourself an amazing day. Be good to yourself out there because you deserve it. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blessings.